one.
Doug.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of Roadshows and Stuff. I'm your host, Doug McLean, here with Frank Mancina, Director of Partnerships, all of Canada,
Right.
including all 14 provinces. I am the Vice President of Partnerships for MRA. Frank, this is a very exciting occasion. Number one, we've been off the air for about 2 years?
About almost
3 weeks. And and I don't like to brag. I usually don't talk about myself or people I know, sort of a self-promotional sort of way, but we've got some upgrades.
We do, Doug. We do.
Got some upgrades. Wanted to first throw a shout out to one of our sponsors, Yeti, who provided, wait, is that the name of these microphones? Are they Yetis?
They're blue Yetis.
Oh,
Not
blue
to be
Yetis.
confused with the Yetis that people drink from.
Yeah, I was going to say, that just occurred to me
Or
that
the
they
Yetis
make a
in the
great
forest.
cooler and an amazing microphone.
This is true.
Anyway, we are both using customized cameras developed by, it was either NASA or Logitech.
I think it was Logitech.
Logitech, that's right, on
Logitech.
Amazon for $14. So we're utilizing those as well.
Yeah.
So you may notice extreme clarity, both visually and audibly. And it's exciting. As the season goes on, not only do we have some amazing new topics to talk about, but you're going to see some integration of some visuals and a little bit of audio, a little bit of excitement to kind of spice up the podcast. Things we haven't used or incorporated before, but we now actually have a producer and an editor who happens to be the same person. And
She's fantastic.
Yeah, she is fantastic. Are we allowed to name her legally?
Emily.
Emily rhymes with okay. Bemily. Memons.
Anywho.
Frank, so with all that being said, pretty exciting. What are we talking about today to kick off the new season, Season 2 of Roadshows and Stuff?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about a little initiative called Powered by MRA.
Oh, God,
So just before we get into it,
Oh.
I do want to say thank you to all of our viewers, people who shared the Roadshows and Stuff content, and our trusted subscribers. So
Yeah,
I
that's
just want
right.
to say thank you. So
We're gaining a lot of traction in Eastern Europe, which was
That's right.
unexpected, but we do appreciate it.
7
So-
followers now from
Near St. Petersburg.
That's right.
Yeah, is that Russian? Okay, so powered by MRA. What does that mean? What started this initiative, Frank? Why are we doing something like this?
Yeah, so I guess the initiative really started when the partnership role came around, right? So myself, personally, I was an account executive for a number of years here at MRA. And as we grew, my position grew with the company, and the partnership role developed. And we decided, the initiative of the Powered by MRA came about during last year's current pandemic.
Current, unfortunately.
Yeah. Where we felt the need to reach out to groups that may need a hand or a solution to some challenges that were present in the marketing world, and most notably in the exhibit world.
Trade shows specifically, and groups whose sole livelihood is based on that, building exhibits, right? Supplying or being a vendor to that industry. Since that, public meetings in general had completely dried up. So, how can we introduce ourselves into the program? How can they still service their clients with something viable, something that still meets the needs of the time and can be, cognizant of the fact, I looked that word up before the podcast.
Excellent.
Of what's needed to ensure people's, mental well-being and going to an event or going to a small scale gathering, like something that's mobile, like a roadshow. How can MRA help them and complement their services so that they can carry on and offer something new, maybe that their clients hadn't considered before?
Yeah, because
Right.
at the end of the day, we our expertise is in the mobile field, right? The road shows and the logistics side of things. Yes, we do build outs. Yes, we can build from the ground up. We can do the interior modifications, but knowing that we have partners that can also help us because we're not a a large scale trailer builder, right? So we're
Yeah.
not pumping out 50 to 100 trailers a year, right? We're more of a boutique provider, right? So we've always kind of partnered with groups and exhibit groups and
Yeah.
agencies over the past 30 years, but we've
But we
never
hadn't really
taken
cast a wide net, right?
exactly. And the pandemic allowed us to give us reason to kind of to reach out, right? So
Yeah. It's a great foot in the door.
exactly. And the Powered by MRA approach was I think it was not necessarily thought of first last year, like during the
Yeah.
pandemic. I think
Yeah, sure. We
it was
talked
talked
about
about over the years, but we finally really kind of coined it
Yeah,
and put a really defined it a lot better.
we did.
know?
We kind of, hate to admit this, took advantage of a horrible situation, to introduce ourselves to other groups like that. Groups that normally and under normal circumstances would have been kind of awkward, especially groups that we've been, quite frankly, envious of that do tremendous work, but
Mhm.
just in that trade show and exhibit space, that we thought would be a great complement to mobile. So,
Exactly.
Frank, help me through the process. Powered by MRA, how could that be an asset to one of these groups, these exhibit builders
Yeah.
or
So
agencies looking to pitch to their clients?
yeah. So initially, Powered by MRA just provides instant credibility in terms of partnering with a group that we've done mobile programs and roadshows for the past 30 plus years, right? So we utilize our knowledge in the mobile field and then help with the design and development. Uh, the good thing with partnering with exhibit groups and agencies is that we utilize their skill sets and their expertise in either the design and the development or the actual fabrication of the interior build outs, right? So uh, we kind of complement
Sure.
each other's skill sets.
Yeah.
So for example, we typically sometimes don't have enough bandwidth, right, to do an interior build.
Good marketing word.
Thank you. You taught it to me right before this call.
30,000
No,
foot view.
but we typically don't have the bandwidth to do a lot of our interior build outs.
Yeah, sure.
So, for example, we worked with a group that helped build out some of the interior elements in our most recent Duracell battery trailer, right? So,
Mhm.
throughout the entire design of the interior, we were working directly with this group to help with the design and development, and then they came on site to MRA and installed these particular items within the trailer. So
Yeah.
that's just kind of one sort of example that we've done before in the past.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, pitching, you said whatever complements both of our areas of expertise, we provide the vessel, right? If there's one thing that we have nailed down and we've perfected over the past 30 years, it's logistics. So we provide that vehicle, that tow unit, the staffing necessary both internally and out in the field to bring that message or that product directly to the people. And then they themselves build or provide the experience, whether that's based on a pre-existing trade show space that they've done before, making it an experiential kind of immersive environment, whatever they've done for their clients before, but in a mobile platform. So they focus on that. We focus on bringing it from Seattle to Miami to Salt Lake
Yeah,
City to
exactly.
Chicago. And it's done. And like you said, they bring that sort of credibility. And we've got 30 years behind us of nothing but success. Kind of, if I had a horn to toot, I would. But I mean, that's our core and that's what we do well. And yeah, we still will build up, design, and outfit trailers. But we can bring in these groups and we can complement one another. They're bringing us a business of a mobile initiative or a road show, and then they're able to provide their client with something they may not have considered previously.
Exactly.
For kind of an additional marketing program. It works really well. And
it's a
growing.
win-win situation, right?
It really is. And we've had some success in the past few months since we started this in earnest. Unfortunately, a few months ago, things were still a little questionable, as far as groups getting together. So even mobile at that time was kind of a scary proposition, but we've really started to see the curtain being lifted on that. We're slowly starting to see trade shows coming back, conferences, conventions planned for this fall, this winter, and this coming spring. The books are open, and numbers are getting up there. So it's still great though that we're able to do this, that we're bringing the benefit of our expertise to someone who we may not have had the opportunity to talk to before. And if this does take 2 to 3 years to get back to like total normalcy, I mean, this initiative will be fantastic.
Oh,
It's proven to be so far. We've gotten a lot of proposals out there. We're talking to people we wouldn't have spoken to before, both on the agency side and direct client side. So it's just great. It's great for everyone.
Where do you kind of see it moving forward, Doug?
It's good because it expands our offerings in the sense that we can be more responsive now to groups. Whereas before we would have had to arrange the entire program, the design, the build out, sourcing the materials, going through that whole production process, managing that production process, which we still do to some extent with a partner. But now it's just, we have so many more lead streams, if you will, people contacting us as, hey, maybe this is an idea, maybe this is a proposal we can put together. Somebody, like I said, we wouldn't have spoken to before. It's just opening a tremendous number of doors that before would not have been opened. We kind of had our small sort of inner circle, if you will, of even things, nitty gritty things like electricians, HVAC people, flooring people, design builders, mostly locally, because we would operate out of our shops in Canada, or in Windsor in the Detroit area. But now we're doing it everywhere. We'll ship a double expander to New York City, to San Francisco. We'll oversee the project there, and then launch the program on either coast.
And I think one of my favorite parts about the future too is that the whole education of things, right? Because what we've kind of run into is that like we've talked to some groups that have done mobile in the past, and they kind of were like, we did it before, but we know how difficult it is, and here we are coming in and saying, hey, this is all we do. We eat, breathe, and
anything they would have had difficulty with is what our expertise is in, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's what we do. All of the DOT issues, the scheduling issues, the registrations, the licensing, the insurance. That's the core of our business, like I said. So they can just focus on building that experience, or offering that additional service. And then we both look like superheroes, right?
That's right.
So
that's true.
Now, how is that presented to the client, Frank, in a proposal? Are we a hidden third party, or are we?
There's a couple different ways. You can, like you said, you can be that hidden, white paper partner, or we can go in together as a partnership.
Sure.
Here's our mobile arm, MRA, and here's our proposal, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so
sure.
There's a couple different ways, and in every way, there's not necessarily one right way. There's a ton of different flexibility in terms of how we can present. So I think it's per basis, it's not necessarily one right way.
Yeah. Well, I think that about does it.
It does.
I think we're spent. How many minutes in are we here?
Oh, this is good. This is
45.
solid.
Oh my God, the freight train is rolling. Yeah, once you get
I think we're doing a stuff section today, Doug.
Oh, we are doing a stuff. Do I have the topic?
You said you had something prepared that.
Oh, I did. Okay. Usually when I say things like that, Frank, I'm lying just for future reference. But I can come up with the stuff. 2021. I know you're happily married. Where do you go on a first date in 2021?
Yeah, really.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what.
Probably honestly, it would probably be something outdoors. Like
Okay.
some sort of like sculpture garden. In Windsor, we have like a sculpture garden down at the river with, a beautiful view of the Detroit skyline.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
That's
something
nice.
that's a good little first date. That
When the first 10 minutes there is done in the sculpture garden, then where do you go though? That's
Well,
funny.
it's actually like 10 kilometers long, so
Oh,
it's gonna be it'll be at least a couple hours. So.
And then it ends at a CrossFit competition. Yeah, that's like the warm up.
That's right. That's right.
You're ripped from the sculpture garden. Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. That's
you, Doug.
No, surprisingly, that is exactly what I was going to say. Windsor Sculpture Garden. I mean, what are the chances? What are the chances? So, Frank, an amazing first episode.
Yes, yes.
Maybe I will develop a stuff beforehand for the next.
It's okay. It's okay.
Next podcast or whatever this is. What are we going to talk about next week or in the next installment?
Well, next week. So first season, we got a lot of great response from our medical and our healthcare tours that we talked about. So we're going to do another healthcare tour,
deep dive,
a little more of a deep dive into the B2B demo side of things in the healthcare world. Yes. So that's going to be our next episode.
Awesome.
Also want to just suggest that everyone just follow us on our LinkedIn, our Facebook, our Twitter, our YouTube channels, our website, www.gomra.com. It's a ton of great content.
We've got some exciting stuff planned.
That's right. So
including maybe a live podcast.
That's right. So
live in the sense that it's recorded live.
Similar to what's happening right now.
Don't confuse the viewers, Frank, please. All right. A lot of new viewers this week. We don't want to.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. With that being said, thank you, everyone. Another fantastic episode, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.